In an interview the other day, came up a number of questions about yourself, and please, like for example, name your five strengths. And straight away, I reeled them off very quickly because I kind of have always got them set in mind because that's a question I tend to get asked, because people want to focus on what your strengths are to help their business. But then they quickly turned around and said, "What's my three weaknesses?" Now that's a strange but also quite personal question, but at the same time, it will catch you off guard because you're certainly not going to have that pre-recorded in your head to really focus on what my weaknesses are, because you don't want to focus on them, of course, because you need to turn your weaknesses into strengths. But at the same time, you're in an interview situation, you have to kind of think fast. So what did I say? Well, weakness number one, sleep. I kind of know that because I'm no good at it. I've never really enjoyed sleep. I don't have long sleeps. I don't kind of sleep right through. I really struggle with being comfortable, either too hot or too cold. Um, Obviously, having a baby recently has not helped that at all. But realistically, I've never really been a fan of sleep. So, yeah, that is a weakness because that can affect your daytime. But my cure is obviously coffee, and probably a glass of wine in the evening to try and put me down. But sleep is definitely a weakness. Number two, I had to think about that quickly, but I thought, okay, it's West Ham. Yeah, the club I support is a weakness. I have to go through the pain of supporting that team through thick and thin. It becomes part of your weekend of when they lose or perform terribly that you are constantly thinking about it. I've had to go through this as a previous season ticket holder and a lifelong fan. I've been to thousands of games, home and away, but it's the same old, same old. It's the most frustrating team you can ever have, but I wouldn't support anybody else. It's a weakness because it does affect you as a person when they perform so badly, and you know full well they're getting paid much more than you. So yeah, I'd say West Ham in general is a weakness. And the final one, I had to think a little very quickly. And I said to him, "Give me a second. Obviously, I haven't pre-thought this. It's not a question I get asked a lot." And I then said, "My third weakness is working for people that ask me what my weaknesses are because they're not focusing on what my strengths are." Now, that did confuse the interviewee, but to the point of they went, "That's a good answer because we wouldn't expect you to focus on weaknesses. And in fact, we're probably sorry we asked, but we really prefer understanding what would affect you and how you could fit within this team." And then it went on and on and on. And I started a new route of conversation. But the main thing being, you don't have any weaknesses. Nobody does. You've only got key strengths that can help you develop personally within a team, within a business, at home, within your family, friends, etc. That they adhere to you to understand. Everybody has a purpose to have a true strength for themselves. But don't focus on your weaknesses. If you do have weaknesses, if you've got any kind of weakness that you think is a proper problem for you, work it out. How do you turn that into a strength, or how do you turn that into something that isn't weak for you? So yeah, interview questions. Concentrate on the strengths. Weaknesses, yeah, I'll stick by them. Sleep, West Ham, and people asking me that question. Cheers, guys.